Farming with Spicer, and then we'll introduce ourselves, so.
Dan Ray from Farming, again, happy to get a chance to present. We really want to talk about the team that we created so far. We got like-minded. We want to bring baseball into central Minnesota, and we're just happy to have an opportunity to create this group of good people and show you what we got.
I'm Neil Schrader, we're happy to be here.
Brad Strublin, excited to be here.
I'm Ben Kosa, I'm excited to be here as well.
Steve Rambo, New London Spicer, and then the Green Lake Baseball Association.
So guys, what we'd like to start out just maybe showing our video presentation that we have, and then we'll kind of go through our book and what we have there. The video presentation, we've got it kind of split up into Paynesville baseball, New London Spicer, and farming. Anytime, if you guys have questions, want to stop it, feel free and we can answer questions. Otherwise, it's about a 4.5 minute video we'd like to just play.
All right.
tournament, for about $800,000 when it was all said and done. So we have got storm shelters underneath both sides, that's where you saw the batting cages, that's actually a storm shelter. So, we started out, in Paynesville with just saying, hey, we need to build a little better ballpark there, we got a good baseball team, we need to build a ballpark, and my mom had passed away, and one of the guys said, your mom loved baseball, why don't you gotta do this for your mom? All right, let's do it. I think my mom's still laughing, because 7 years later it took us to get the thing done. We went to just build a small little grandstand and ended up with this monster facility, because the guy told us, you guys should get a FEMA grant. Grand scheme of things, it worked out great. Everybody that calls me and asks me how you do it, I said, don't. Because it was brutal. It was a 160-page report when it was all said and done, but we got it done, and that's how our stadium really came about. Since then, we've worked on the field itself. We actually got the field itself done in 2014. Completely gutted it, basically. Skinned the whole thing and redid it. No, just last year, just this fall, we actually laser graded the infield again. And had that all done, so it's really looking forward to playing on it next year. It's even better than it ever has been. But some of the features of our stadium, our field dimensions, are in here. We do have a 30-foot batter's eye in center field. Our lighting, they're 90-foot light towers. They're the old school light towers. We actually got them from Litchfield when they built their new stadium. They're the one on the school. We had a contact and they said, if you guys want them, come get them. They're yours. Scoogs' parents, his dad, my dad, kind of put those things up. So they're still standing remarkably after that craftsmanship, but they're in good shape. So great lights. Ball doesn't leave the lights, 90 footers. So that's wonderful. We did put a new scoreboard in 2016. That's got video display and everything on it. So it's a very nice scoreboard. We can put pictures of players up there, batting averages, everything that you want on that. Our seating in Paynesville, we can seat in excess of 1,500 spectators if you need to. The biggest thing, one thing you couldn't really see on the video is we have berms down both left field and right field lines, so you can fit a lot of people on a berm. Putting up stands, we have white chairs that we put, kind of like they do in the Little League World Series, where they cut off the backs of them, so they sit flat because they're on a berm. You cut each layer's got a little bit higher cut off. You know, some of them are really low, and as we get higher on the berm, less cuts off. So we've got that. Down the first base line, down our third base line, we put a lot of extra seating there for big tournaments. Our grandstand itself seats 265 people. There's no obstructed views in our ballpark, which was a big deal for us. Our roof was built where if a storm comes through, it's got to be able to not fall on the building because it's a storm shelter. So a little bit more expensive, but there's not a pole. Period. So we do have handicap accessibility for the entire ballpark. Parking, we are on school grounds. We do have the school, the middle school, the high school parking lots. If we are awarded a state tournament, we will have plenty of golf carts to get people from the further, if they're a little bit further out. Also, when we have bigger tournaments like we did when we hosted the regions, we can haul the older people up with golf carts too. Just a little, it's a gradual incline by law, but it's still for the older people to get a little tired. So we take them up with golf carts and get them up to the top. So as far as communications go, we actually have the entire stadium's got fiber optic lines that were installed this last year. We have Wi-Fi throughout the grounds. A few of the perks of being on a school grounds, they do have very good communication systems. So we have 2 press boxes that would be available for where we run the scoreboard and stuff out of one, and the PA system. The other one would be available for the official scores and everything too. So they're right there.
5 more minutes, guys.
Okay. I'm gonna pass it on actually then to Dan. So.
Okay, on that,
Or actually, I'm gonna go
Yeah,
to
go
Ben.
ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go to London.
Alright, I'm Ben Colsa. Back in 2006 is when we restarted doing all of our field work. In 2010, we were the third site of the state tournament with Bird Island and Bloomer. We are actually looking at putting in a cover to our grandstand. We have plans,
Yeah, got
3D.
some architectural concept drawings here.
So if we will have a covered grandstand if we get a bid. And also, we're gonna make the home plate area and our mound areas for the turf. And that's starting this upcoming spring. We're gonna redo both of those coming up.
I need to interject here that if having a roof on our grandstand is a deal breaker for Spicer, we'll get it done. So here's the architectural concept drawings. I've got a bid from a contractor. And I do need to say that the Green Lake Baseball Association, there's a strong push there to improve our youth facilities. So that's where a majority of the association would like to see funds go when we raise funds. Although, if not having a roof on our grandstand is a deal breaker with you guys, we will get it done.
Absolutely.
Not worried about that.
Thanks, Mike.
For our features, we did put in a scoreboard back in 2006. We put in our lights in 2006 as well. We had bleachers put in down the third baseline. Built a concourse area by our concession stand above the first baseline. We have a berm going down the first baseline as well. Our home plate grandstand seats about 200. The third base grandstand is a little less, about 185. We do have portable bleachers that we can bring in and put them where they are needed. We will have concession stands on the first base, like the top part, the concourse there, and then also behind the grandstand, we'll have another concession stand as well. We have a gravel parking lot, and then we also have overflow area for parking, and there's a BMX track just beyond the Wakefield fence.
2 more minutes, guys.
That we'll be able to use.
Yeah.
Farming, again, the park has been going through a lot of accommodations and renovations and just changed in the last 10 years. And we've hosted Region 15C tournament for those who've experienced that. That's a demanding a couple of weekends over there. We've had up to 750 people there easily at a game and accommodated that. One thing I want to talk about, a little small community, about 30 people over there is our volunteer force. We look at that and they come out of the woodwork. We have no problem getting people out there to help. Pretty proud of the park, the playing surface that's out there. It's been, again, a lot of good comments on it. The way it's manicured, the way it's set up. We look at the dimensions are inside the park. There's some talk about, 305 down the lines, but I'll tell you, I've been calling games up there since the 90s. And I've never seen somebody reach over and get a foul ball or a home run at the line. We go up pretty deep going out there, it's the biggest comment. And if you look at that, Yankee Stadium's 315, I think that 10 feet is okay for us. But the lights we have out there, again, a nice tower size, well lit. Accommodations for parking. We do have a field to the south side that we'll have access to. And again, the same thing, we'll bring people in by golf cart, which we have done in the regions in the past. Concession areas, we're looking at expanding those to accommodate whatever crowd size there is. I think that the experience that you have at the Schleifer Brothers Field, first of all, the name Schleifer, we have one of them, but it goes back, or is it Schleifer? We
Depends on where you're at.
Yeah, I know, and that's Schleifer. Elmer told me what to say, okay, many times. Yeah, so it's, there, that family, that history comes from about 1.5 miles from the ballpark, and it's still there. The tradition is there to provide, first of all, great playing atmosphere and also great accommodations and experience for the fans. So we'd be happy, to have a chance to show you guys what we can do.
Hands up, Mark.
All right, well, thank you guys. Start off with some questions.